Hi, this is August Allen, and this is a continuation of my block off plates yuck video. I want to show you what I found and how I repaired the block off plate that was on this bus, and hopefully this will help you figure out how to get those off of yours if indeed you have them. The difference in the ride is amazing. What we're looking at, we're in the air conditioning side. The condenser is open. Just to get maybe I'll back out of here, whatever. Anyway, so there's the rear of the bus over here, and this is the air compressor that I bought, 29, 30 years ago. It has 7,000 miles on it. It's nice to have a new compressor. I mean, a good solid compressor that isn't giving up oil. This does not give up oil. You can certainly take in condensate. Now what you're looking at here, now this is the Carrier air conditioning unit that is in question, because I've always intended, and I intend for this to either carry on or I'm going to do it. I mean, I've got time on my hands to put this refrigeration unit back together using the Thermo King engine. So anyway, if you look down in here, let me see if I can see that lens. Come on, there's stuff in there. What'll happen, these things fill up with dirt, and as you can see, it has rust that since when I did this 30 years ago or so, it has since. Now, I wasn't into the proposition of, okay, I'm going to clean that all out, get everything cleaned up, and then I'm going to oil the inside of this. But yes, that is what's going to happen here, so that the surface tension of the material already has taken on oil, and thereby it will repel water. Just the fact of who's ever science. I'm going to go into it. I just know it's a fact. So there's one on this side, and there's the one on the other side that leaked. And I'm going to back out of here, and we're going to walk over to the luggage compartment. Here's the covers, guys. Just to get oriented. Okay, this is the first rear axle is here. All right, right behind here. Now, when I put in a fuel system, there's no way I'd block an access panel like that. This is the one for this side. Needs to be checked. Make sure there's no little hole. The pinhole been collecting dirt somewhere, and somehow the tires are kicking water up in there. You need to pull these off and make sure that that's clean in there. Clean it all out. If it's not leaking air, then some kind of, I just really oil, changing the surface tension so it will repel water and not rust is a good thing. A lot of people, there's just so many people, the old farm tractors and all that. Oh yeah, well, it was all greasy so it didn't rust. Yeah, I've heard the story, and I agree with you guys. So there's one on this side, there's one on that side, and it's in the same position. It's on top of and I can reach both sides of it. The Thermo King control is sort of not in the best place for that, but nevertheless, that could be moved. A few screws, pull it down. And this is the Thermo King. Now, this has to work, so I can show you how this works. That the first thing you do is come out, it's cold outside, and this has been the savior. I mean, even though it's not toting air conditioning, this is your pony motor. Not only does it charge the batteries, this alternator was changed at the machine shop. All the insulators for both sides, this is a 12 or a 24, it'll, series or parallel, and I just insulated, took it to the machine shop, took the back apart, insulated the whole thing, and that way you can do positive ground or negative ground work. and it charges your batteries. And the water system, there's 3 inlets. It can't be explained here. I'll have to absolutely show a schematic of how this water system works. But this goes directly from here into the engine block and then back out to your heater. So the first thing it is doing is bringing the cold temperature of that Detroit up. And there's 3 pipes because it can't interfere. This cannot interfere with the heater. The heater can accept water from this, but this does not impede the flow to the heater. So this water goes directly back to the engine, and then from the engine, this water pump is pumping water through the heater. Definitely, I think it picks up water from the. I'd have to look at it, but it was well thought out in the instance. So anyway, there again, the 2 plates here. Now this one in the center is I check it thoroughly. I blow this corner out, made sure that I don't see anything that can pick up in there. There may be back access that lets it. Yeah, there is. I think on this one you can spray up in there and get it cleaned out if it's taken on a lot of dirt, anything that could rust it out up in there. But as far as closing the end, the thing is you could actually, here's your attachment. Well, you could actually, because it's so hard to reach, cut back just a little bit and then put a patch panel in like I did on the other side that gives you enough of an angle that you can run your welding machine. Of course, the tires would have to be out. This airbag's going to be out for that repair. But if this is just because, I thought it was because of stress cracks on the yoke of the bus. Let's move over to this bulkhead. And this is the yoke. This is where the bus is towed from. So this side looks reasonably factory, but the other side, there was work done up in here, reinforcement work that probably every one of these has. If you have one that hasn't been reinforced, I wonder where you got that one that didn't get overworked. So if I go over here, this is the tank. I think they did that, and they cut the edge. These were welded, now they're all bolted together. But this is where this thing filled with dirt, and this just rotted, got wet and had the tires heaping it, and it rotted out back there. So what I did was I brought the top back enough, and then I cut this piece out, ground it, and I vacuumed out the side of the tank there. And this gave me, by doing it, cutting a little out of the top to the bottom, gave me the ability to weld both seams from up here. And you could approach some seams through that doorway down there, the one from the engine compartment, so you can clean these out. But these things need to be cleaned out. There are 4 of them available. Then the center ones come down through the center. You need to blow some air up in there. Make sure these are clean, if they're not collecting mud and rotting out. I was just so pleased to find out that it was a rotted through hole rather than it being a stress crack in the tank from doing what it's doing. And I'm sort of thinking that maybe this is where the scenic cruiser problem lies. You let me know if you've got some other something that you can really pin on stress causing problems with these air tanks that are incorporated in the frame. And without that added air, that is a buffer we're talking about, which means that it takes up a big piece of the absorbs the shock. It takes up a great deal of the shock, and without it, it doesn't take up the shock. It takes a little up, but it starts putting it through. Anyway, that's my story, is that this wasn't so hard to fix. And now that I'm aware of the issue here, that is a fixed job down there. And then I just do, that's the air conditioning vent. Brings the air from the fan motors all the way back here, and a lot of it too. Works great. I have no problem heating this thing just using one fan. I think that's the reason they have two of them. Two of them will do it in low and put one in high, and it'll go. And so I cut this in there with a saw and a saber saw after dead reckoning where I thought it was. But anyway, it was an easy weld job, and I took the plates out. I cleaned all my other positions to the best of my ability, use an air hose on those center ones. Man, I could sure see how those could be where there might be a problem. And I'm afraid that my access would be probably under this shower here. I would have to go through 2 layers somewhere in there. The shower covers up a access point, so I just cut it right there. I sincerely hope that helps you with block off plates that you would like to remove from this. I have a sneaky suspicion that that's what we're talking about, is a rusted out end plate. The usage in this bus on wet, salty roads hasn't happened in 30 years, I think. I never took it into a situation where I felt bad about what was happening. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has helped, and I'd like to hear your comments. Thanks.